This is Kingdom Hearts, and it's serious business. Serious. I'm watching you.
The year was 2009, and it had been 3 years since the fangirls had had their Kingdom Hearts fix. The drool was everywhere, and the screaming was unbearable. So Square decided to take a shit and toss it at them. That shit was named Kingdom Hearts 358 over 2 days. At the end of Kingdom Hearts 1, Sora was pretty much sick of life and tried to off himself, but in doing so, he created a very emo little nobody we know as Roxas. That was the day 358 over 2 days began, when Roxas joined the orgy and took their stripper count to 13. The title refers to how many hookers Roxas bangs in the course of a year. Roxas's emo powers and ability to whack people with a giant key was the orgy's prime asset for attracting the women's. But not to be outdone, a little girl named Shion, appeared out of nowhere with a key and emo powers that put Roxas to shame. No longer being the youngest and prettiest member of the orgy, Roxas resorted to stalking around with Axel, who desperately wanted to be a woman. Together, they both gorged themselves with ice cream. I'll be pretty one day! Realizing that this was taking from her screen time, Shion started to hang out with the two, and also stuffed herself with ice cream. But she would always throw it back up when no one was looking so that she could keep her tiny figure. Unfortunately for her, she didn't realize that fat people in Kingdom Hearts are rarer than polar bears in Indonesia, so she didn't really need to rot her teeth in order to keep her thin figure. Skinny bitch. For a couple of months, Roxas and Shion duke it out to see who deserves the title of the orgy's most emo member, which was now up for grabs since the orphan Zexion had kicked the bucket. Roxas tried going into a coma, but Shion did the same. While he was still licking his wounds, Shion upped her game and disappeared for several weeks on end, which Roxas retaliated to by being a total drama queen about it all. Finally, Xemnas got sick of their squabbling, as anyone would, and revealed that they're both actually copies of Sora. Roxas being his nobody, and therefore having first dibs to Sora's stuff when he dies, and Shion as a cheap copy of him made of paddle pop sticks, duct tape, and breast implants. Unable to stand that Roxas may be more emo than she, Shion eventually takes on the form of Sora, so that she can cry about being a lesbian, and attempts to destroy Roxas, who bitch slaps that little emo bitch all the way back to Kansas. Shion died with a smile on her face as Roxas cried over the broken body he had just beat up, euphoric to finally be the organization's most emo member. Eager to prove himself, Roxas made the mistake of taking on the person who is arguably the most emo person in the entire series. Riku. Yeah, way to go, Roxas. In the end, Roxas' sadness about the fact that he doesn't actually exist was no match for Riku's self-hatred over the fact that he has a tiny penis. Eventually, Riku captured Roxas and locked him in the cellar as a sex slave. And that pretty much sums up the entire story of 358 over 2 days.
What?